Animal Crossing New Horizons. And I am recording this, I'm streaming this on a beautiful first day of Pentecost. Well, the only day, because Pentecost is only one day. It's gorgeous weather outside where I live in the heart of Netherlands, near the city of Amersfoort. But it's also beautiful and similar weather in the world of Animal Crossing. And as you can see, I'm wearing a helmet, a construction helmet, and that is because I have finally unlocked the ability to do terraforming and waterforming, which means I can modify the landscape. And I've been eagerly looking forward to this moment that I can start creating my island, or let's say recreating my island in a way that I think is going to be very, very cool for the near future. I'm streaming this live on YouTube, so thank you so much for watching. If you'd like to see more of this, or you want to check out my other videos, make sure you subscribe to my channel. There's lots of geeky stuff here, video games, but also lots of Star Wars talk, and yeah, just check out the main page of my channel. And if you like what you see, then by all means subscribe, and let me know if you'd like me to continue these Animal Crossing streams. I'm of course not a very big gaming streamer, but I do know that there is an audience that really appreciates this, so just let me know. And if you have any ideas, I'm always open for that. What I'm going to do is, I would like to be able to see what you guys are typing in the chat so that we can communicate. And so for that reason, I'm going to quickly go into YouTube in my settings while you look at this beautiful butterfly checking out my flowers. Is one of the cool aspects of Animal Crossing is the social aspect of it. And I've welcoming a ton of... ooh, there's a present there. Oh, I need to get that. I've been welcoming a lot of you in the game on my island at various times of the day. But that was always offline. I've not been streaming much for the past week or so because I was just very busy. I'm just going to jump over the river here. Otherwise, the thing is, the present will fall into the water and I'll lose it. Where did it go? Oh, there it is. See, if I shoot this thing now, then it's basically a lost present. It's going to be tricky because I've got a big forest here. And this is all, for me, it's one of the techniques to play this game and to make fast progress, is to create a big forest in basically any open space that you can find on the island. And these are all fruit trees. And so I can use the money that I get for all these different, peaches and oranges, and oops, yep, I missed that one. Apples, pears. But that's another downside of being in the forest. It thinks that I want to harvest these trees, but that's not the case. Oh, there you go. Without looking. Okay, let me see what we got. Sometimes it's very cool, sometimes it's just mundane stuff. Oh, it's a recipe for a basket pack. Recipes are always cool. But I already know it. Oh, well, too bad. I'll just jump back to my house here. And then I'm going to look at the chat. So I'm still streaming this through my Elgato. Which is hopefully not going to stay like that, because I would like to purchase a somewhat better streamer switcher for this game so I can chat in real time. There's a little bit of a delay now. Let me see, I would go to live and I'll just click this. Oh, of course I need to turn the in-game audio off. So right now I'm kind of flying blind. I hear the audio of the game itself, but I can't really see what you are seeing, nor can I see the chat. And I hope to be able to save up for a better hardware solution, so we could do streams just like I do any other game stream. Because chatting, talking, that's always the fun of these games. And it's also why I love to do live streaming. Oh, there you guys are. Now I can see the chat. That is great. Now let's hope that I'm gonna pop out the chat, create a different window, and I see that we've got Druvayoti, welcome, and we've got Tohide to hide the pain. Oh, I was like Tohido Pain to hide the pain. We've got Scotland also. Samuel is there. I'll donate 10 if you sing a song, like in the game or like in front of the camera. Let me know. I can sing songs. How is Scotland today? I hope the weather is fine. Pikachu is there too. Is Xenoblade Chronicles a good game? Yes, it is. It is amazing. I played it on the Wii. There's going to be, or there is actually now a Switch version. They polished it up. It's fantastic. I love it. It is a Japanese RPG, so you need to like that kind of gameplay, but I'm a fan, and the backstory is amazing. And then we've got, let's see, Niekonsekwentny Groszek. That sounds Polish. Sam is there too. I hope you have good ventilation in your house. Looks warm in a black shirt. Oh, I can withstand temperatures from above 40 degrees Celsius. Hey, we've got Tom Nook there. Yes, yes. Tom Nook is one of the game characters. All right. Feel free if you have any questions or any requests. Let me know in the chat. Hopefully, the audio is good. Can you hear the music in the game as well? I need your feedback as I'm kind of flying blind as I explained. This is my house. It's currently near the river. I really love this location, but I'm not sure I'm going to keep it here. So if I look overhead, you see that I've got my garden full of beautiful flowers. I've been crossbreeding these flowers. So I created these blue ones and these pink ones and the orange ones. They don't come with the game initially. You have to crossbreed them. I have these beautiful black roses that I'm very proud of. Very hard to get them to crossbreed. I've got my little pizza oven here, and I've got my tulips. So, what do you want me to do first? Do you want to see the inside of my house, or do you want me to show you my first attempt at terraforming and creating the first area near the airport? I'll just await your requests. In the meantime, I'm just going to capture some of these insects. Oh, I'm not very good at this. Just like in real life. Oh. There you go. You see these markings on the floor? That's also something that comes with the new terraforming abilities. You can put tiles on the floor, very cool. And this is all prep work for later expansions. Samuel asks, is there a Geek Mass tonight? Yes. Is there, what subject? I don't know yet. I first wanted to, we just aired Mass this morning, and I just need to recover from that, and then I'll think creatively about what I will do with Pentecost. I'll let you know. Pikachu says, I'm playing Dragon Age Origins and Animal Crossing. Very cool. Are we already friends here in this game? If not, send me an invite. Alright, well, I don't get any feedback in the chat, so I'll just show you the house, if that's okay with you. Now, this is not just a regular living house. Let's say most players turn this into a house where they would like to live themselves. For me, this is more, I've got bigger plans. I want to create a place where I can do shows. I've been very inspired by what Gary Whitta does with his YouTube and Twitch show, Animal Talking. If you have never seen that, by all means, check it out. It's an amazing idea, amazing concept, and I think also inspiring for similar projects. I'd love to do I'm a podcaster. I've been a podcaster since 2005. But I love this idea of being able to invite people over when you do an interview and see them inside the game. So this is my living room. This is kind of the only normal place. I just recently built myself a dinner table. The rest is all very basic. I've got a nice leather couch that I'm not even sure I didn't make it, so I probably got it. And a chair, but the rest is all still extremely barren. Now, one of the rooms that I'm looking forward to expanding is right here. I noticed that the stream is a little bit choppy. Is that just me? And Pikachu wants to know if I've ever played Dragon Age. Yes, I have. I have it on the PC though, not on the Switch. So to me, it looks like the stream is a little bit. There are a few hiccups. I'm not sure why. Maybe also because of the software that I use to stream. It's a software that comes with the Elgato, and it's not very good. It's an expensive device, but it's just not very good. This is going to be my kitchen. I love the tiles. I love how shiny they are. But as you can tell, it's still a very empty kitchen. I haven't found many kitchen tables and equipment. So if I come across something or someone wants to gift some kitchen stuff, then I definitely welcome it. But I do have enough to cook. I have a furnace, I have an oven, I've got pans, and here we've got a magnetic knife holder, a very nice one. And you can tell by the equipment that the makers of this game know something about cooking. I've got a nice toaster, of course. No breakfast without golden toast. And then I have this Italian coffee machine, which I do not own in real life, unfortunately, because I could use a good cup of coffee. And I have a fridge, which is nice and black and all fancy, although I'd rather go for something more retro here. Florian wants to know who's my favorite Jedi. I'd say Luke Skywalker. Rey is pretty cool too. I know, boring choices, but it's the truth. And here we have a window, and I could just barely see the outside. But it is 3D, so that's pretty cool. Samuel says, I found Breaking in the Habit. I talked about it on my show, yeah. Yeah, he's great. He does really good videos, good explanations, very likable guy. Yeah, very, very cool. All right, so that was the kitchen on the other side. These are the only rooms that are kind of normal in a certain way. Would you ever stream Dragon Age Origins? Maybe. It's not a very popular game right now. This is my bedroom. Again, very simple. I don't own much. I like the wooden walls here. That's something I would like to have in real life as well, but it's kind of expensive to make. I like the simplicity of my bed. This is probably what this is actually quite close to what my real bedroom looks like. It's very sparse, very simple. Not much in there. This bed is nicer than the bed that I have. I have the cheapest IKEA bed. All right, so that is just the place where I live. But now we go to a weird room. This is just a temporary thing that I installed. It is a laboratory. It's a animated wallpaper that I got, but it is so amazingly cool that I was like, I got to do something with it. Check this out. Isn't this amazing? This kind of looks like a Borg loading station, you know, where they recharge. But instead, I think these are, I don't know what, maybe brains or whatever, but I love the animation. It looks so cool and so sci-fi-like. I was like, I gotta have this wallpaper. I gotta do something with it. The floor is marble, kind of, you know, for an expensive server room or something like that. But anyway, I have no plans for this room. Now, I do have big plans. Hey, Tommy. Hey, Crafted Cutlass. Welcome to the stream. If you're new, please introduce yourself. So the real room, the most important room, is down the stairs. I have an attic and I've got a basement. And I'll first show you the attic because it's not very interesting yet. I'm doing fine, Tommy. I hope you're doing well on this beautiful Pentecost day. So this is just an empty room, but I like the color combination of the red brick. I was thinking maybe I can turn this into a hobby room. You know, this is a room where I would like to sit and play board games, for instance. And maybe this could be the decor for a show about these things. I don't know. I'm just thinking it needs a bar, it needs some glasses, and a nice gaming table. I don't know. I love this room because it's nice and sunny. Thank you, Daryl, and greetings to Singapore. I'm so honored that you are in the live chat. Wonderful. I hope you have a great time as well. Pikachu says you can invite people for a KK Slider concert. Yeah, KK Slider, that's a dog, a singing dog who visited my island yesterday. I don't think he's around today. But now I'm going to bring you to what I'm most proud of. It's still in development, but this is going to be a room where I want to do my online shows from the world of Animal Crossing. So this is a studio. Check this out. How cool is this? So this is a live studio. It is a little bit inspired by the Animal Talking studio, although they have a very different atmosphere, different decor. Diane says, have you heard of Space Force series? It's now on Netflix and it is brilliant. I've definitely heard of it. I didn't know it was on Netflix. I will certainly do a review in my podcast. But doesn't this look cool? We've got lights. And you know what I did? I set the lights as if they were real lights, because that's one of the cool things. So, of course, you can just switch on the lights, the overhead lights. But I've now placed these spots in the same way as I would in real life. I work for television, so I work a lot with these spots. And the cool thing is they work. They work inside the game. You can do the same lighting effects that you can do in real life. And I was like, wow. The only thing you can't do is to point them up or down. They just illuminate what's right in front of them, except for the ones that are stuck on the wall. But that made it possible for me. Like, imagine this would be the new decor for my podcast. So it would be almost like a talk show. Here, I don't have a desk yet. I don't have that recipe, so I put a little table here. I've got a couch for guests. And then I have a director's chair for maybe another guest. So I could interview 3 people. Very, very cool. I've got 2 cameras, 2 television cameras. Of course, they don't do much. And then I wanted to do, what is the usual structure of my podcast? It is, I start with, not really a monologue, but I do an opening and I talk about what's going on in my life, what's going on in the world. So it's not really a specific topic. And I'm thinking that is kind of like a talk show where it always opens with a monologue of the host. And I was like, well, why shouldn't I just create a place where I could do that monologue before I go into, interviewing guests? And that's why someone gifted me this silver microphone. And look at what these spots are doing. Check that out. That is real lighting. All the lights are off in the studio, except for these spots that are, and it works this is how I would light it in a real studio. So you've got the warm light. There is orange light coming from the spot on the right side, and then I use the light behind me on the wall as what they call an accent light. So it creates this little bright rim on my shoulder and on my head, and it makes me kind of stand apart from the background. And the floor lights are just there for, give it a little bit of a special effect. So this is really, really cool. Tommy says, I didn't know you worked for TV. Yeah, I've been, actually, that is my main job. I work in a parish, but my main job is I'm a host and also creator of a Dutch television show that's on TV every week, and I make documentaries. So this and so that helps me kind of think of what I could do. So imagine a podcast where I just start with a monologue here at the microphone, and then I invite some guests to join me, and I'll just sit here while I receive my guests. I need to still put a light on myself, or maybe I just do the monologue with the lights out, and then I do boom, and we've got the regular studio lighting. So this is the overhead lighting, and then I could just do my interviews from here, and guests can sit on the couch, which is, by the way, a very comfy couch. It's a real couch. You can just sit on it. There you go. And then there could be someone in this chair as well. And I can move the camera around with my controller. So you could keep it interesting visually as well. Well, imagine how much that would add to a podcast if you could do camera work like this. Normally I don't have guests on my podcast, but I think in this format, that could totally work. Don't you think? Florian says, I have a question which I haven't asked to a religious man. What is your opinion to abortion in gay marriage? Well, that is a heavy question for a sunny Pentecost evening. The Catholic Church has very specific things that they ask from their followers, so as you know, it's a bit limited. It was restrictive when it comes to definitely the definition of marriage. So abortion, that would be something that the church would always oppose, because it's even though the expecting mother can be in a very difficult situation, the child that she carries can't be blamed, is innocent. So the church is about protecting life and protecting people, and so Catholic Church believes that abortion is never a solution. It's only causing even more pain and even more suffering. So the church would always look for different options to help mothers that are expecting a child, even though they didn't plan on it or didn't want to. So that's that. And when it comes to gay marriage, the church is, of course, very open towards people with the same-sex attraction, and will always defend them as well, even though maybe from the media you get a different impression, because we always look at people, at the totality of people. We are not defined by our sexual orientation. Just like God looks at us and loves us all, no matter what our orientation is or our predispositions. When it comes to marriage, the church says marriage is something that is defined in the Bible as something between a man and a woman. And even though there are other forms of friendship, and you can, have different forms of living together, just like in the church, we have monasteries, we have, people that live alone as hermits. There are all sorts of different options, but we don't call that marriage. We keep that definition for a lifelong bond between man and woman. So that's in a nutshell what the Catholic Church believes. Neo says, I'm gay, be very careful. I hope that was careful enough. No, but truly, I mean, what else can I say than that we are called to love each other and to respect each other. So it's not a question of whether, of disrespect or anything. It's just a matter of how do you define marriage, and society has a slightly different definition of what marriage is than the Catholic Church has. Pikachu says, I've been watching the DC series Harlequin. That is a cool series. That's I only know Harlequin from comics and that one movie. So by the way, just to give you an idea. This is still in progress. Maybe I'll use a different wallpaper here in this studio. Although I have to say I like the 3D effect of the stars. And since I'm a Star Wars fan, it is kind of fitting, right? So Tommy wants to know if I like the Lord of the Rings series. Yes. Absolutely. All right, so let's go out again. We'll be back in this studio in the future, but then hopefully with guests. And now I'm going to go outside and show you. I'm so proud of what I was able to build. So for those of you that have just hopped on the stream, you see me wearing a hat, right? That is a builder's hat, which means that I have now access to terraforming and water forming, so I can reshape the landscape. And I just want to give you a tour of what I've done so far. Now, I'm still very new at this game, so I figured I need to learn how to do this. And what I did was I looked at a couple of videos from people that have already built amazing islands here in Animal Crossing. And there was one particularly that I really liked, and so I've been kind of trying to recreate some of the stuff that I saw in that video, even though my island is slightly different. The river has a different course, and every island in Animal Crossing has a different configuration. But I'm trying to mimic this, and I'm learning a lot just by rebuilding it. I was like, wow, oh, so that's how you do it. So what I wanted is... This is where you normally arrive on the island, right? It's the Dodo Airline Airport, and I know how important it is, what to have a first impression. And normally when you enter here, this used to be all grass and flowers and kind of boring, to be honest. And a lot of people just do this one alley that leads to a fountain or something. But the game that I saw, or the island that I saw, had a cityscape at the beginning, so it feels alive and it feels like it's lived in. So Neil wants to know if I've done time travel in Animal Crossing. I did it a little bit in the beginning, and then I saw that it spoiled. I only did for instance, a couple hours back because the store was closed, but it messed up my turnips. So you can buy turnips in the game, and when you do time travel, they all go bad. So no, I'm not using it now. And it's not necessary because I do make a lot of money selling fruit, and well, I need time to build this island anyway. This is a very labor intensive. Hey Nikodem Wojtas, greetings back to Poland. Dzień dobry. What I liked about this particular city is that it has a bit of an oriental feel to it. It's got a nice vibe. So here you enter, the first thing you see are little stands. So there's a bit of a marketplace here. And I can put gifts here for my visitors. So if they need anything, they can just take it and feel welcome, right? And then here we've got some bamboo. It just creates a bit of a green without going overboard. The trees are normally very, very big. And then you immediately see the multiple floor. So the city goes upwards right away, and what that does, it gives you a feeling that, wow, this is a big city. And I love that you can do that in this game. So I can go either to the right or to the left. I'll first go to the left. There's a drinking machine. You can get a drink if you're thirsty. There you go. You just get a soda if you're on the island. And then here is a little garbage station. But before that, I can go up the stairs. And then there is another small extension of the market. But there's also a place where you can sit and have a drink. The rest is still unfinished, so I still need to... That tree is a bit crammed in there. I still need to develop that a little bit. And here is a chair from one of the stand holders. So someone is, I don't know, selling stuff here. You could just sit there on the chair and relax. Oh, well, I thought I was going to sit down, but I didn't. Anyway, so this is still in development. So what I do in order to build is I first put down the tiles. So I was like, okay, so here I want to create a park. This is like a backyard, and this is an area where I can place my house. So I could move my house. I'm not sure if I want to because I really like my house is right here. I like the fact that it's near the water and it just feels very, like a vacation home. On the other hand, if I'm going to expand this area into a city, maybe I should live in the city. So then my house would be here. This would be my backyard. And then here is a place where I can park my bike. And other people can too. My friends can also park their bikes here. Of course, I'm Dutch, so we love our bikes. And I like to have this bike parking next to my house. I hear there's a present arriving. And you hear that? Oh, there you go. It's right above you. Let's shoot that down. Oh, it's permanent Santa Claus here. There we go. What is this? Let's see. Presents. An old school jacket. Okay. Well, it's free. So, and then if you continue this path, there's going to be a little playground here. And then this is going to be a place for a small bar, like a sushi bar or something like that. I want to place a statue here. And so it's going to be like a sushi / wine bar. I may have to change the river because when I started to play the game, I built this bridge right here. But it's not a very nice bridge. It's kind of cheap. Didn't have much money back then. And it is in the wrong spot. I'd like to move it here. So if you continue this path, this is where you would cross the river to the other side. Pretty soon you can get blue shells on the beach and sharks, says Pikachu. Oh, that is cool. All right. The chat room is exchanging favorite magic tricks. How cool is that? Samuel is a magician. All right, and then I go to the right. And this is another part of my city. I have not been shooting stars in Animal Crossing yet. I've been sitting in a chair looking at the night sky, but I've not seen a shooting star yet. So up here, this is a nice little patio or patio. So what I would like to create here is a little spot where you can sit on Sunday morning and have a tea. Maybe this is a bit of a Japanese, Chinese type of setting. I like that it's kind of in the open air. It's got a nice wooden floor. I put this divider here so you can just have a little bit of privacy here during your morning lunch. And then this is where the problem starts. When I was building up the island first, you get these visitors and they all need to live somewhere. And I had no idea what I was going to build, so I just put the houses here. And now they're in the way, so I have to pay a very hefty fee, like 50,000 bells. Bells is the currency inside the game, to move them one by one. And it takes one entire day for this to move a house. So if I want to expand this, and I want to create is a much longer, upper section here. I first need to get rid of these houses, so I can only continue that next week. Here are two chairs where you can just sit and look at the beach. The beach is right in front of you. You can hear the water. That's a nice place. And then here, this open space, there used to be a house here. And I had it removed by Tom Nook this night. Because what I want to do is to move the museum. It's going to be another night. I'm going to move the museum here. Right here. So I have a little bit more space here on the right. Otherwise, it's kind of unnatural that the museum is so close to the beach. It doesn't make sense. So I'm going to move this museum right here. And then I'm going to create a little bit of a divider here, maybe some restaurants or something like that. I mean, people like to relax near the sea, right? They don't want to go to a museum. So that's still on my list. You see all these flowers here on the beach? That is because I was crossbreeding flowers where all these buildings are now. So I had to remove all the flowers, so I put them on the beach just temporarily. Have you watched SpaceX yesterday, the first private flight to space? I've seen it on the news, and it's very exciting. Very exciting. Am I playing on the Switch? Yes, this is my Switch that you see. So then what I'm going to do is this is going to be like a main shopping street. And here at the end, once these houses are gone, I'm going to place, what is it, Nook and Cranny, or Cranny's Nook, or whatever. It's the store of these two brothers. Right now, it's up here on the right side. Again, I was just put them anywhere. This is the store, Nook's Cranny. It's still very small, and it takes 30 days, I think, to expand the store, so I probably have to wait a little bit more before it becomes bigger. But then when that's a big store, I want to move that right here at the end of this shopping street, so that if you're exiting the city, if you're exiting the airport and you walk into the city, you don't have those blue skies, because that feels empty, but you have this nice supermarket that is right there. And a lot of visitors actually like to visit other people's stores, because sometimes they have different objects that you can buy. They may have different turnip prices, so it makes sense to put that one right here. Now these are all recipes. If you ever want to visit me in the game and you want some recipes, these are recipes that I already have, so I just leave them here for guests so they can take them. This is another nice shop. It's called the Able Sisters. It is a clothing store. You can go in. And they just recently settled. I'm also going to move this store, of course. So these are two sisters. One is very chatty, and the other one is not. So if I try to talk to her, she's always refusing to talk. Just always busy. When Sable's really focused, she gets a little prickly. I have not had any luck with my turnip prices. I bought turnips last Sunday, and then they just went down in price towards the end of the week. So I ate some of them, and then I sold them for less money than I paid for it. So no. My favorite way of making money is just by selling fruit. Pikachu says, I'm doing an Asian-inspired island in Animal Crossing New Horizons. That's very cool. Pikachu, what is your screen name in New Horizons? Sometimes people have a different screen name in the YouTube chat, different from the game itself. The voices in the game sounds like toddlers from the Netherlands. Yeah. Alright, so the inventory here of this store changes every day. And these are here, usually they're seasonal, so it's kind of weird outfit here. Not something I'd wear. Anyways, bye-bye. So let's go outside. This is the only fixed building here. This is the main square. So Tom Nook lives in here, and you can't change it. You can't move it, which is very frustrating, because the city that I'm trying to build has the original layout is very different. So I'll have to get creative and see if I can change it a little bit. Sometimes there are lost objects in here, and here you can pay your rent or your dues. I have a debt with this fellow, Tom Nook, because he gave me an attic and a basement, but I had to pay so much. And right now I'm investing a lot of my money into expanding the city. So I already have Pikachu as a friend in Animal Crossing. Very good. Neo says, my highest price for turnips was 324 bells. Oh my goodness. You've been very lucky. I've never seen that high of a price. So the rest of the island is probably already familiar to you if you've seen my previous streams. I do have a few new visitors, like this guy. And they're all very kind. I'm surprised that there are so many kinds. Sometimes these animals can be very nasty and grumpy, but not my inhabitants. Very grateful for that. So I've created a little bit more of a forest here. So this is my fruit forest, and as you can tell, it's huge. These are all fruit trees. I've got some cherries. Unfortunately, cherries are the native fruits here on my island, so I have to travel to another island to sell them to get a decent amount of money for it. Here I created something new. This is a little, this is nice for in the evening. I want people to be able to relax here so they can just sit here. There's a nice fire. It's a little bit too big. I want to create something smaller. But in the evening, you can just sit here and watch the stars. It's got that nice tower in the distance. Hot items are also another way to get bells. Yes, but then I have to first make them, which is kind of time consuming. This is my favorite time of the day, by the way. And it's almost noon, or actually it's beyond noon, but it's like early afternoon. It's absolutely gorgeous. So this is completely stuffed with trees, and then up here it's a little less crowded. There's a nice waterfall which I may keep, because I like waterfalls, and even more fruit trees. These are all spaced apart a little bit more because otherwise they don't grow. Here's my second waterfall. Up here is my flower island. I'll show you that. So I have this patch, and it's just for flowers. So all these are places to crossbreed. So, oh, I've got a black one of these. This one is new. And these purple ones or pink ones are also kind of tricky to make. And then I've got two blue ones. The blue ones are the hardest ones. And these are just white tulips. There's no crossbreeding going on here. Up there on the other side, you see that tent? That is where you can sometimes welcome visitors. So let me go and see who is there. Maybe sometimes it's a character that you can invite to live on the island, but I don't think I have any houses available yet. We'll just go in and see who's there. Oh! Wow, those colors are quite something. Pinky. Well, what an appropriate name. I live on this island. Okay, so it's a female bear, I suppose, or yeah. I already have too many of these type of characters. She may be very nice, but I'm gonna wait for another visitor. The blue shells. With the blue shells you can make cool stuff. Okay. So this is the most natural part of the island. I haven't done any modification here, just planted some trees, and I think there's a beach on the other side. Oh, it's up there. Is it? Well, actually there's not. There's just an outcropping. I didn't even know I could walk here. Funny. First time I discovered this. So... oh, here's the beach. See this? So this is a little beach. Sometimes there will be a boat. And that's it. Oh, I had no idea I could walk here. And then I'm on the other side of the island, the west coast. So all this... as you can imagine, it's still going to take a long time to develop, but I love this. Look at the glistening sun on the water there. Oh, I love this. That is so relaxing. I totally feel like I'm on this island sometimes. Perfect way to get rid of all the stress. Lots of coconut trees, of course. I will probably all tear them down later on because it's not very interesting. And then here, it's a bit of an outcropping, so I can fish here. I never do that, actually. I never sit here. Have red... Did red come to my island yet? Maybe. Neo says, my sister would love that pink bear. Yeah. To each his own. This is another place where I've been crossbreeding flowers, but all this probably will have to go because this is going to be another area that I want to develop a little bit more. So there's still a lot of work to do today to harvest all that fruit. And here we're back in the primary development area. So this takes a lot of time. I think I spent the entire day yesterday kind of just laying out the floor plan and looking at examples, and also decorating is hard because I don't own much yet. I've only been playing the game for 2 weeks now. So all this stuff you have to either find or you have to create it, and you need recipes to make it. So a lamppost like this is like 1,000 tickets, I think. So I can't buy everything at once. Even the walls, etc. It's all you need ingredients, you need components for that. And before you get that, you need to trade, you need to gather material and resources. But that's also the charm of this game. You don't get everything at once. You can slowly build it out and enhance it. So what I do is I first try to stick with the example that I saw on YouTube, and then I'm going to modify it and turn it into something a little bit more personal. But I like to, the building techniques, just by trying to recreate what I saw on YouTube is so helpful. To make these nice tiles, for instance, you have to use 2 different types of stones, of cobblestones, and then you can create these separate tiles. I love that. I love the way that this looks with the imperial walls. It creates a lot of visual consistency in this particular island. And I like that. Alright, so that, ladies and gentlemen, is the tour of my island. I hope you enjoyed it. And I'll definitely show you a little bit more once I make some progress. I don't want to stream every day because, it doesn't really change much. It's now 2 o'clock in the afternoon, so it's time for me to get some lunch, and then I need to start preparing for Geek Mass at 7 o'clock Central European time, which of course on Pentecost is going to be extra festive, but I don't have a homily yet, so I need to start racking my brain about a good metaphor for the Feast of Pentecost using geek references. But I always come up with something. So thank you so much for joining me. Thanks for your questions and for your comments. And always welcome on my island if you're a player. I'll publish my friend code in the post with these videos, so you can befriend me and maybe in the future pay me a visit and see this island for yourself. And I'd love to visit your island as well. Just let me know. All right. Thanks for watching. Have a wonderful Sunday, and hope to see you soon. Take care now.